It's the Line Makers on Sporting News, presented by Jack Daniels.
All right, folks, time now to preview an AFC South showdown with Houston going to Jacksonville to take on the Jags. We got the Texans opening 7.5. Total on the game is 41.5. Brian Blessing with Rick Herron. Houston took care of business against a weak Miami Dolphins team. No harm, no foul. Get the win and move on.
30-10. You already heard my opinion on the Dolphins, so I don't know how much that's worth. But Andre Johnson looked healthy. Matt Schaub was effective. Arian Foster was Arian Foster. I said, I'm not sure what that's worth being against Miami, but.
Well, big picture for the Texans, a lot of times teams that, make that leap into the playoffs for the first time in forever, there's a natural regression. But based on where they reside in the AFC South, by default, the Texans do appear to be the division winners.
Absolutely. But remember, Brian, this has always been the Jaguars' biggest game. The Texans beat them in Jacksonville last year. It was the first time in 5 years they had won in Jacksonville. And Blaine Gabbert looked much improved last week for the Jaguars. And the Jaguars actually also played in the first ever overtime game under the new NFL rules that nobody saw, and the referees got it right. Even the TV network put it up final after the Vikings kicked the field goal before the Jaguars got the ball. But
let's talk about the Jags at home. Their defense is capable of being sneaky good. The Vikings kind of moved the ball on them in the second half a little bit. Can they contain the weaponry that the Texans have?
Again, it's a tough spot. They opened back-to-back with Adrian Peterson one week and Arian Foster the next week.
Good luck.
And if you can't shut down the run, they're not going to be in this game. So they're going to have to at least slow it down.
Let's go to the offense for the Jags. Clearly, Jones-Drew is the focal point, and Gabbert's going to see a lot of 8 in the box. And they're going to dare Gabbert to beat them through the air. Jennings got hurt last week, which meant Jones-Drew got a lot of carries, and that's always a ticking time bomb when a guy has the lengthy holdout gets in. How many times do you see him get hurt?
That's very, very true, Brian. He had 17 carries last week, and now he's going to have to carry the bulk of the load. But, the Jaguars' young wide receivers and Justin Blackmon and company looked good last week in their first game, and we'll have to see how it plays out. You have to think the number's going to go higher. The public loves this Texan team, right?
Yeah, the hook is already out there, but never an easy deal. I don't care who you're playing, to go on the road in a division game and lay more than a touchdown.
Yeah, and the Texans are looking at, boy, we get the Dolphins week 1, we get the Jaguars week 2. When's the season start?
All right, it's the Jags and the Texans. Houston's laying 7.5 on the road. The total on the game is 41.5. For Ricky Herron, I'm Brian Blessing. Thank you for stopping by the Line Makers on SportingNews.com.